Welcome to Chapter 5 again. We are still working with our template. In this video, we're going to put in our banner and our nav bar and our footer, and we'll do a couple other things with our social table and our H1 tags. So the first thing that we're going to do is put in our banner. So we need to go to our folder and we want to open up in our responsive website, we want to open up that template, which I have open right now. So there is my template. We're going to scroll down, and you should know how to do this, but we are going to, this is a little bit different than what we've been doing. After the div ID container tag, we're going to hit enter a couple times, put in our header HTML tag. So type in header, sorry. Then we're going to come up here and we are going to code this with our image tag. I know it's in my images folder. And you're going to, I've already done this, but when I go into my images folder, you want to download your banner. If you have not done so, you want to download your banner flag. And remember in that very first video we did, we went to our drive and we made a copy of our original masthead, and then we renamed it banner, and then we downloaded it as a JPEG. So I want you to go find that banner that you created on your H drive. If you have not downloaded it, you want to make sure you download it into your image folder. I have mine downloaded, so I'm going to select banner. I'm going to copy that, paste it in. Oops. And then I'm going to write alt equals banner, just in case it doesn't show up on the website. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And now my banner is up there. So I've now got my banner added. I don't like how large this banner is, so I can make some changes. To do that, I have to go and open up my main CSS page. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put an ID selector so that I can actually work with my banner. So inside my image tag, I'm going to do my ID selector. I'm going to call it banner, and that's pretty clear in regards to what it's called. I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go back to my coding, and I'm going to put in banner. Again, this is nothing new. My width is going to be 960 pixels because I want my width to be the same width as my container tag up here. So my width is 960 pixels, and my height was originally 350, but I'm going to try 250 pixel just to shorten that up a little bit. And I'm going to go back to my website and just reload. And now I like this better. So now it's not as dominating. So that's good. All right. So we've got our banner set. So I recommend that you pause the video, go ahead and take care of your banner, and then I want you to return to this website and we'll start working on our nav bar. All right, welcome back. We're going to go down to our section. All right, in our header, after our closing header, we're going to hit enter a couple times. We're going to type in nav. And then we have done this before, so you're probably familiar with already setting up your nav bar. We're going to set it up in an ordered list. And then we're going to set up our first line element. The first page is going to be called home. My second page is going to be called cat food. My third page, remember these are your internal links. These are the names of the pages within your website. I'm going to type in cat toys. Cat games. Then food, toys, games, then cat care. You want at least 5. So home, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5. I'm going to save them. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go ahead and share it. And there is my banner showing up, which is what I want. All right, right now I have a vertical banner. I do want a horizontal, and we'll fix that here as soon as we code. Another thing that I need to do here is I need to put in a line tag between each of them with a non-break space. And again, you know how to do this. So if you need a refresher, and you can continue watching. Otherwise, you can stop the video now and go ahead and set this up. And then come back to the video and just move it forward until you get to the new part. So after each one of these lines, I am going to paste in. I'm going to save it. And then I am going to reload. And I've got my spaces in there. That's great. That's exactly the way I want it to look right now. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link each of these pages. I'm going to call this in. Remember, the home page is index.html. We are going to put it before we do that, we actually create our websites. Sorry. So we're going to do image. Nope. We want to go ahead and actually set up our connecting links for our websites. So the first thing we're going to do is do our reference. So I was right. href equals, we want this called index.html. And again, we have done this before too. So if you remember how to do this, you're free to go ahead and work ahead. If you don't remember how to do it, then you can continue watching. We want our title, which we'll put in our screen tip, which is home. And there's one other tag that we're going to put in here, and that is our target. And the reason why we're going to put in the target tag is that we really want them to stay on our website. And the way that we can do this is by having it open in a new window. And a lot of this is preference. So what I've got is I've got my link, I've got my title, my target. I am going to copy this. Well, first of all, I'm going to save it and check to make sure it's working. Oops, don't want to do that. I'm going to go down here. Yep, there is the link, and that's what I want. All right. So now I'm going to copy this link because I already know how to set these up. If you're still unsure how to do this, it's best to type them out. This one is going to be called cat food.html. And then I'm going to put in my closing anchor tag. Then I'm going to call this, oops, this is cat food. And then here this will be cat toys. .html. So this will be cat toys. Then we have cat games. And then this will be cat games. And then down here will be cat care. And this will be cat care. All right, so we have cat care, cat games, cat toys, cat food, and then home. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and they should be linked now. They all should be linked. Yep, they're all linked. All right, now the only thing I remember to do is I have to remember to close out each one of my links. Otherwise, the link will continue on to the next link, and you don't want that. Then they kind of get all jumbled up because they're not sure where to go. So now if I save this and I go ahead and run it, my links should be all separate. Yep, they're all separate now. Getting my screen tips, that's good. All right, we've got these in. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to set up our nav bar. So we are going to go to our main CSS, and then after our banner, we are going to set up first our nav bar. We need to set up that nav bar so that we know it's 960 pixels. So I'm going to go into my nav. I'm going to type in ID equals nav bar. So I know that's the nav section. I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to do nav bar. And I'm going to put in width 960 pixels. We want to make sure that that nav bar is going to be the correct link. So I know it's good now to make sure it will stay that. All right. Now the next thing we need to do is set up our nav and our URL. And in this nav URL, we need to set up our margins and we need to tell it that it needs to display as a table. Then we want our margin, and I'm just going to do 0px auto. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And let's see what we get. This should set it up on the table in the middle. Okay, not what we want. We want margin. So we have nav. Oh, I forgot my comma. Minor little errors. All right, I'm going to save that. And then hopefully now it will function the way I want. Nope. And let's see, why not? So I have my banner, my nav bar, my width, I have table, I have the nav underscore UL, display table, margin 0 pixel. Oh, I spelled auto. You guys probably caught that before I did. Spelled auto incorrectly. There we go. Now we've got it to where we want it. All right, our next one that we're going to set up after our nav is that we need to set up the unordered list and the anchor. So we're going to type in nav, unordered, comma, anchor. The first thing that we want to do is turn off the underline. So we're going to type in text declaration, none. And we want to display inline, which means it is going to it's going to make sure that it's horizontal. And then we're going to type in our font family. In my case, I'm going to use Harrington. And Sarah. So we have our font family. I'm going to put my font size at 1.3 EM. I want my font weight. Sorry. I want my font weight This should all look familiar since we've done it before. I want it bold. I want my font variant, and these are all options. I want small caps. I kind of like that. And then we want to add a color. And my color is going to be six. B. Again, I have looked up my colors, so hopefully I have the right color in there. And then we're going to save this. Looks like I have everything good. Then I'm going to refresh. And what have I missed? I have my text declaration, none. Display inline. Harrington Sans Serif. Font 3M. Bold. Font variant small cap. Color. Make sure that's saved. So I'm not seeing where the air is. I have my nav. Oh, I see where I made my mistake. This should be, I do this all the time. This should be UL, LI. There we go, because I already have my nav. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and run this. There we go. So now I have my set up, and then I think I'm going to go, and I think I'm going to, our next thing is that we need to set up is our LI over. This one here, we're going to tell it to put an underline in when it hovers over the text. So we want underline. And then we're going to change the color to right. Hopefully this will work. There we go. Now I need to change my background to my nav bar. I got to think about how I want to do this. It's actually, I think, the section I want to change. So I'm going to go up to my container. I think that's where I need to change my color. So my background color, I'm going to change that to 1C, 1B, 1C. And we'll see if that gives us a better sense of color. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want right there. So far, that's good. I've got in what I want. My nav bar looks pretty good. Now, one of the things I can do, and it's up to you whether you want to do this or not. When I look at my nav bar, I kind of like a little space above and below that. So to do that, to add that space, I'm going to go back to my nav bar, and I'm just going to put in a, a, a break tag, which will put in a one line spacing after. Then I'll go here Do the same thing. And I think that should set up my tag. Yep, so I've got a little bit more room there. And I have my colors changing, which is nice. There we go. All right. I'm also going to go back here and I'm going to go to my right column. I want to change my right column color too. It's up to you if you want to change these. I've found some better colors, I think, that will work with my website. So I'm going to change those too. So I'm going to go and type in 339 CBF. And I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to run it. Yeah, I like that better. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got our nav bar done. And so I'm going to have you stop the video at this point or pause it and go ahead and complete your nav section. And again, this should be a review. The only difference is going to be in the addition of the ID nav bar, but the rest of this coding for CSS, outside of making it external, you should be familiar with. So go ahead and stop the video, and then when you're done, come on back and we'll continue on. All right, welcome back. We are now going to put in our footer. So I'm going to go down to the bottom, and after my aside, I'm going to type in footer. And I'm going to tab in. I'm going to put my paragraph tag in, and I want my copyright 2018. I'm going to put in a bar, last update, today's date. I put my bar in, designed by put in my bar. I want contact us. And I'm going to put my bar in. And then about us, I'm going to add that, put my bar in, and then all rights reserved to protect the copyright for my website. Then I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'm going to run it. And it's appearing right down here at the bottom. All right, so I need to now go, and we are going to actually create an ID for this so that we can just focus on the footer. So inside our footer tag, we are going to create an ID selector. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to do ID equals footer. Save that before I leave, and then I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to create an ID for my footer. And there's some things that we need to put in our footer. We need to first of all tell it the width, which is going to be 960 pixels, just like our container tag. So we have our width. We're going to type in the color. I need to because my color is dark, so I need to type in a color. And I'm going to put in 60E3AB. And then I'm going to do a background color. And our background color is going to be 463E37 and a semicolon. We're going to do a text align because I want my text to be centered. I'm going to do font size. We're going to do 1.3 EM, I believe. Is that what I want? Yep. No, I'm just going to do 1 EM. That's good. And then we want to float left. We're going to go ahead and save this. And then we're going to run it. And there is our footer. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add another paragraph to extend the previous one. So we want to extend that first column. These are things you're going to have to watch for as you're setting things up. Kind of try to even out a little bit. All right, so now if I look at my website, it's extended down a little bit, so that's not bad. I'm not worried about this yet because we're still going to add something in there. Oh, I forgot to put the number sign in. That's why I'm trying to figure out why my color wasn't showing up. All right. There we go. And that actually is the color, now that I'm looking at it. That's the color I really want for my... Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. And then when I hover over, I get my blue. Yep, there we go. All right, then we're going to put in the body tag because we still need to put in the body tag, and we're going to put in a background color. And again, you want this to matching your website. So my background color is going to be this. I'm going to copy that. Save it. We're just going to do little minor things right now. There we go. So now I have my background color in. That's good. And then we are going to add our social media table. So now I'm going to go back to my template. I'm going to click open, and I want to open up this social gallery HTML. This is my media, so I'm going to double click on that to open it. I'm going to go ahead and run it. I might have to do some changes with this. Yes, I'm going to have to. So if you want to, while I'm messing around with this, if you want to pause the video now and go ahead and put in your footer and take care of your footer information while I mess around with this and get what I need to run this. So go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to set up your footer. All right, welcome back. And hopefully now I've got the right social media gallery. There it is. Going to go ahead and run this to make sure I have the right one. All right, so I still don't think I have the right one. So I'm going to mess around here just for a second. And I'm going to open up my old template. Sorry about this. Grab this table because I know this table is correct. Um, Actually, I think what I want to do is not that so much as well, why don't we do this since I don't have this set? We'll call an end to this and then we'll come back in the next video to actually do this because there's a couple other things that we need to do. So we'll end here because my table, I have to find the right table. So we're going to end up here where we have our banner. And then if you scroll down, your page is going to look incomplete because it really is at this point. So just finish up the touches on your website, and then we will continue in the next website on getting your social media in. Thanks a lot.